Hello, welcome back to Unbreakable Life with Glory, the podcast. This is the third time we try to come in to tell the story. So, hello, thank you, Asifa, to be here, and thank you to have so much patience to connect with me and be able to be in this podcast.
Yeah, I'm thrilled to be here. I'm very excited. We will not give up.
We don't give up. So, Hasifa, so you was telling everybody that you suffer from PTSD and you was able to manage, not
Yeah.
control, but you manage the PTSD. Can you tell again the story? Because I don't think people hear it the right way.
So, I didn't like medication. That's what I was trying to tell people. Don't like medication since I was a kid. And when I ended up with PTSD from working with the American military in a war zone, I had to take medication. So when I came back to Canada, I was given like different kinds of medication, one for anxiety, one for depression, one for sleep, and I don't know, the other one was for mood or something. I can't even remember. It was a list. And every time I put each pill in my mouth, I hated it before I swallowed it.
Right.
And it wasn't working. None of them was working, except for the sleeping one. Every time I took that, I would be just sleeping like a baby for maybe 2 to 3 hours. That's it.
Wow.
But the other ones were not working, and then the doctor was keep changing it. It was keep he was keep he had to keep changing it because it had side effects on me, and had every each pill had a side effect, negative side effects on me.
And
So
what was the side effects that you was having so people would know?
I would, with some of the pills, I would lose appetite, and then I would just stop eating. And then I would be like losing weight, or sometimes I would make my sleep even worse for some of the pills, and some of them will be even feel me worse instead of feeling better. And that was another side effect. So and then I had to wait for each pill for 2 weeks, 2 to 4 weeks, doctor would say, to see the result. So I was sick and tired of it, and I was suicidal. And so I was like, if the medication is not working, my only solution would be to just suicide and end it, because I don't think there's a solution for this. I'm seeing the best psychologists in Canada. So I was thinking about ending my life, and I was in that process. I was just thinking about how I was looking for
Wow.
an easy way so that my mom is not paranoid, so my mom is not like shocked and paranoid by seeing me dead. And I was sleeping one night and I saw a dream. I saw that women and children are running toward me, and they're asking me for help, and I am up sitting on a tree. I don't know what I was doing in the tree, but I was in the tree in my dream. And these women and children came to me, and they're looking up at me, and they're like, help us, help us. You promised us that you will help us. And now you're leaving. You left. We were looking for you. You left. Um, but we need help. So, and I'm holding on the tree and on a branch of the tree, and I'm like, how can I help them? Why are they asking me for help? And where were they looking for me? Okay, and then I look around. I'm like, okay, so in the tree. Maybe they were looking for me in the office or on my home. But anyways, I came down from the tree, and this is the time I woke up. So I was like, why I saw this dream? Like, who are those people asking me for help?
Right.
So I thought about it. I thought about it. So I went back to my memories in the war zone. I was like, in that place, we were helping some people, and those people are still living in the war zone. And I got out, and I was lucky. I got out. I'm in Canada now. It's the safest, one of the safest countries in the world. Why wouldn't I be happy in Canada? I'm safe.
Right.
Your life is at risk. They're living a bad life in that war zone. I should be lucky. Maybe it's those people asking me for help. So I was like, I'm in a better place. So it was a sense of awareness, sense of awareness in a way that no matter what was going on in my mind or in my life, I felt I was still better off than many people in other parts of the world.
Right.
So that sense of awareness was helpful. If I didn't have that, I would have ended up suiciding in that week because I was this close to it. So I was like, I'm in a better place in this country. I can do anything.
Right. Asifa, so before you continue, I have a question
Sure.
about the suicidal thoughts and the PTSD. So what kind of symptoms or what kind of things you was feeling with the PTSD? And why you got to think about suicidal because you didn't have no more hope to fix your problem? But how was your PTSD that make you go to that direction? What it was?
So it was, yes, it was because I felt there's no solution for it. And
But what was the symptoms? What exactly you think you feel that you know you have PTSD?
what was the feel? Because I lost interest in life.
Oh.
You know, I lost interest in talking with my friends that I used to have a lot of fun with. They would call me and I would just don't answer or block some of them because I didn't like the way they were talking to me. Even if they were like making jokes, I couldn't laugh at their jokes. I would go out with them, but then I would be like, when can I go back home to my room? And they saw a different person. They told me I was not the same person. I was having a hard time laughing with them and talking with them. I didn't like their jokes. That was one thing, and I knew that it was something different, but I couldn't help it. I didn't like talking to my mom. I love her to death. I didn't want to hang out with my brothers, my mom. They were taking me out. They were trying to make me feel good, but it wasn't working at all. I loved learning and studying and reading books, and I hated reading books. So those were the signs. I was like, why? It's the same body, same mind. Why am I not enjoying the same things that I used to enjoy in
Right.
Canada? And this is why I resigned. I came here to have a different life. Why can't I have this different life than I had in the war zone? I'm not in the same situation anymore. So it kept back, and I was seeing dreams, nightmares. I would see like very bad dreams that people are following me to trying to kill me. And then I also was seeing people coming to my room, and my psychologist said that my brain was creating that. So I would just see people, my enemies, coming to my room. I would hear the click of the door. The door would open, and someone would enter my room, and then he would sit by my bed, and then he would start talking to me in a very mean way, with a lot of frustration, with a lot of hatred,
Right.
and then I would be like shaking, 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 waiting for the person to leave. And then sometimes the person would attack me, and sometimes it would just disappear. And then I call it ghosts. I'm not sure like what religion you're following, but some religions do believe in ghosts. So I was like, maybe it's a ghost. When I talked to my doctor was like, your brain is creating these stuff because you were under stress, under trauma. You're imagining all those things before even it happened to you. So now your brain is used to imagining and creating those negative things, even if it's in a different way, but it's still the effect of what you went through in the war zone. But I couldn't. It was hard for me to believe that because I could smell the person's body odor. It was a bad smell. It was like a fighter who didn't shower for weeks. I could smell it. And then where the smell is coming from, I didn't know. was the smell also created by my brain? I have no idea. Was
Right.
it a ghost? I have no idea. What it was, I don't know, but those were like the symptoms. It was bothering me. The medication was not helping stop this person coming to my room, and waking me up sometimes. I would see it maybe sometimes when I was driving. It would be sitting in the back seat. All of a sudden, he would just appear, and then we're like, okay, you think you're safe in here? Do you think you would be enjoying life in here? You're wrong. I'm following you. I'm chasing you. You will not. I
Oh.
mean, threats, like all those kind of things. So I
Wow.
I skipped that. I didn't want to talk about it because I don't want to like shock your audience by stories like that or make them
No, that
bad
happens
or
to me
sad.
too. That happens to me too in different ways. But yeah, and talking about this, people also will recognize and they would not think about like, oh, we are only the ones. Because
No,
if we don't talk about this, we don't know if other people are going through the same thing we go.
that's right. That's right. Yes, yes, that's right. And I was the same way. I wanted to talk to military people who work for the military, and then be friends with them rather than my old friends, because, as you just said, I was enjoying their side of stories as well. They had similar symptoms and feelings and situation, and some of them did suicide.
Yeah.
So I was like, I am now that I'm aware of what I can do, or the awareness of being in a good place, in a safer place. I wasn't doing anything, but naturally, I think it's coming from God, or maybe it's my own um, it was maybe my own perception came came to me after the awareness, after that dream, after I was like aware that I was in better position than a lot of other people in other parts of the world. Naturally, the perception also, my perception changed, and I was like, my guts were telling me that there's a way out. That's what
Right.
I'm trying to say. I have no idea where it came from, but it came from like it was like a whisper, you know. Um, it was like the whisper was telling me that there is a way out, but I didn't know what it was. So the first thing I did was um, I started to change my perception, and it was like I am in Canada now, but nothing that happened in the past is going to happen again now, unless I go to the military, sign up another contract, go back to the war zone. That's when everything else will happen again. But if I don't do it, it's not going to happen. But the past is past, it's dead. It cannot do anything to me. It's yeah, it's a flashback. I think about it sometimes, or it comes to my memory because it's stored in my subconscious.
Right.
It's a memory, but it's not going to happen again. That was another thing after the awareness. So this is how I changed my perception. I was like, I am here. Those people in the war zone cannot come here. That's true. I I can only go back there if I want to. That's also true. But if I don't want to, I'm safe in here. And this person coming to me cannot hurt me, because if he could hurt me, he would have hurt me so far. He came to me so many times. So those are the things that helped me change my perception um, about my PTSD, and that's when I started to find out what can help me. I know there was a way out, but now I started to find what was that way. Okay, so I started following my spirit, my intuition.
Question.
I have
Yes.
written a book also, and my favorite quote in the book is "Follow your spirit; it will guide you." I didn't know what was the way out, but I just followed my feelings and my gut feelings. My gut feelings were telling me that medication is not helping me. There
No.
is another way, and
Yes.
I couldn't explain to anyone or to myself what that was. So I started doing my own research. I was like, maybe I can find something, maybe a book that I can read to change, to make, to keep my brain busy, and then maybe watch some YouTube songs and everything. Wasn't like looking for anything particular. And then I came across great experts like Dr. Joe Dispenza and other experts that will tell you how your subconscious mind works
Right.
and what your conscious mind is. I didn't even know that we had two minds, which is conscious mind and subconscious mind. And I learned that from Dr. Joe and other experts like Bob Proctor. So I got curious and I bought their books. I read their books and I was following them. I bought the meditation by Dr. Joe Dispenza, and it's been 3 years that I'm still using it every morning religiously. When I wake up in the morning, that's my first thing that I do, the meditation by Dr. Joe Dispenza. It helps me focus and energizes me. So those are the things. And then my mind slowly shifted from the negativity to positivity to hope. And this is when I changed my mind about suiciding anymore. I was like, there's a way out. I can do something about my PTSD. And when I'm healthy, it's my commitment to help other people.
So you had a plan. You had a plan to take your life away. You said you was like a building a plan in silent and looking that the way
Yes.
your family didn't suffer too much.
Yes, I was thinking about it. So I was in the process of thinking how I can take my life to end the suffering, and I was just thinking about how, like, if I jumped, off the 12th floor. We lived in the 12th floor in Canada. Our apartment is in the 12th floor, and then I was like, what if I don't die? I will increase my suffering. I didn't do that. So I was like looking for a way that would be like quick and then quick and for sure. Like it's, for sure means that I don't end up in the hospital. That, oh, okay, you took medication and now we brought you here and you're still alive. I didn't want that happen. So
Wow.
I was in the process of thinking about that when I saw this dream. When I saw
Right.
this dream about people living in a worse condition than me, that changed my thinking and my perception. So that's why I'm saying that
So
nobody.
so when you was in that process of thinking to take your life away, if I met you in that, for example, if I met you in that week, I will see you like normal, like nothing happened. But you was planning that, like because
Yes,
I ask you this question because a lot of people, they are in suicidal mode and they don't show what's going on. But
yes.
that any nobody can tell you that you was having that suicidal thoughts, or probably somebody could see that.
No, I didn't tell anyone about it. I told my doctor about it, but that's about it. I was like, so what is it? If this medication is not working, if that one is not working, so am I going to be like this for a long time? It's been a very long time. It's been a couple of
Right.
months, and now it's almost a year. I only told my doctor about it, but I didn't want to tell my family about it, of course, because if I told them, um, I knew that my mom would be worried about it. So I wanted to do it secretly. I was making a secret plan to take my life so that nobody else know about it. This was my plan, and I'm glad I changed my mind. I'm glad I saw that dream. And another thing is that sometimes people do see dreams, but it's the interpretation, how you interpret the dream.
Right.
So if you interpret it the wrong way, you will still end up taking your life, suiciding, because you'll be like, oh my God, things are, and I can't do anything with these children and women asking for help. I cannot do anything, and I'm feeling bad about them. So if I cannot do anything about me and them, let's suicide. So but it was different for me. I felt that I was in a better situation than
Right.
these people. I had opportunities. Um, so I just followed my spirit. My spirit was telling me that there's a purpose in my life, and there's something I can do to get rid of this disease, and there's a big purpose. And this is why those were like thoughts that came to my mind naturally that night.
Wow.
Yeah, so I made it my purpose. So now I'm like, I'm helping people for free, and especially if I know that they are dealing with depression.
Right.
I feel it's the easiest one to to to, to deal with, to handle it. Only if you know how. Is there are steps that you need to take to heal and to treat PTSD.
And how you help people with depression? What is your approach?
So I just tell them to change their perception, change their thinking. It's their past. So I tell them everything I have learned from my own experience that night, uh, to compare themselves with people worse than them. That's the first thing. And then they will realize how much they have, and to be grateful for everything they have, and focus on those things for their health or their family, anything that they have. That will help them change their mind and perception, and the fact that everything that happened and everything that's going on in their mind doesn't have to happen in reality, in
Right.
real life. It doesn't
Right.
have to happen. The more we focus on negative things, the more negative things will happen in our life. And if we just replace it by positive thinking and shift our thoughts from negative to positive things, the positive things will start happening in our life. So these are the three. And also change what is bothering you. Like if it's your location, if it's your home, or if it's even friends. For some people it could be even family. It could be your spouse. If you think you can change it. It's worth it.
Yes.
If you keep staying in the same environment, you will not heal.
No.
Because the reason for my PTSD was working in the war zone. So the first thing I did was I changed it.
Right.
People suicided in Afghanistan. A lot of the soldiers and a lot of people that I knew, they ended their life in the war zone. But what I did was I just resigned. I just resigned and came. So change it, change your location. And if it's still following you, you can do something else about it. There's a lot of other things. So that was the first thing, change your location. And the second and third steps would be to change your perception. It was your past. It's not coming back to you again unless you invite it. The future will be different in your past. It's always different in your past. Remember things that didn't happen to you that happened to you in the past. And think about the new things that has happened to you in your life. There's a lot of probability that new things will happen in your life again. So
Yes.
think differently, change your perception, and stay away from negative people. That's another thing. They will keep reminding you about sad news and their sad news in their life, and they will make you talk about your sad stories in your life. And that's another thing. And also stop watching news.
Yes.
The news are not nothing. There's nothing beautiful about news. I mean, it's all negative things that you hear and see, and it stores in your subconscious mind. So we have a conscious mind. I learned that we have a subconscious mind. I didn't know that, but now I know.
Right.
Everything we hear and see and experience is stored in our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind is to help us survive. So it's not our subconscious fault to keep reminding us about those things, because its job is to help us survive. It doesn't want you to experience the same thing again. That's why it's like a warning. Hey, there's like, if you see a, let's say, some person that looks a little bit like your enemy, and then the person is a normal person, your subconscious mind will be like, danger, run, there's something going on. But that's your subconscious, that's your conscious mind will be, your conscious mind will tell you and your subconscious mind that no, this
No.
is not your enemy, this person is your friend, this person is helping you. This is, there's like a slight border between subconscious and conscious mind, because
Yes.
when you tell your subconscious mind, it has to accept it. There's no way they will deny it. It has to accept it. But if you don't tell good stuff to your subconscious mind will take the negative things that you have experienced in the past, and will keep reminding you to help you survive. That's all. So for me, it was like every time I heard a click, a sudden click at the door, I'll be like, oh my God, my enemy is coming back to me to kill me. But now I hear 1,000 clicks at the door. Like my room, like I was staying with my roommate. My roommate's baby was like opening the door with a super loud sound because she was playing with me. So it will be quiet. I'll be sitting in my room focusing on my research or reading, and all of a sudden the door will explode, and then she would enter the room. She was doing it on purpose to play with me. I would get scared, but then my conscious mind would be like, "This is a baby. It's not a bomb blast, or it's not an enemy. This is a baby. Don't get scared." But before that, even a little click at the door would
Yes.
scare me. My body would start shaking and then
Yes.
sweating, and then I'll be like, "Oh my God, that person who's threatening me is back. The ghost that's trying to kill me is back." But now my conscious mind, my awareness is so strong, and my conscious mind is very powerful now. I can convince my subconscious mind that everything is all right. It's a good life. Everything is good. And then my body starts relaxing and feels safer. So this is the trick.
Wow. You know, Asifa, your mission, you had to go through this. You had to go through this for you to be able to tell the story, because this is your mission, to talk about the PTSD and how you achieve it, so you can help other people. So now you got, after that, you got certified like a holistic health coach and juice therapist.
Yes.
So
Yes.
can you tell us why you start doing that, and why it takes you to study that, to be holistic? It's because what you went through, or what it was, is another reason?
No, actually, my love and my passion for health started 13 years ago. So the PTSD was about maybe 5, 6 years ago. But this was out of love for myself. So I was 33, and I was in a toxic relationship with my fiance, and then I ended up the relationship. I broke up with him, and then he was like, "You're old, and you're overweight, and you will not find someone like me again."
Wow,
I was like,
a narcissist.
and I was like, "Okay, fine, it's okay. I'll be better off alone." So
Right.
I still broke up with him, but then again, it's your subconscious mind keep bothering you. Your subconscious mind is not a bad thing if you interpret what it's telling you.
Right.
Interpret what it's telling you in the positive way. So, and I went to depression for like 2 days. I was like, oh my God, yes, I am. I'm 33 year old. I'm getting older, and I have acne on my face and I'm overweight, no one is going to like me. And if you do, he's not going to be like him. Or those are like negative thoughts going on in my mind. It did work what he said
Of
in a
course.
negative way
Yes.
on my mind. So after a couple of days, I was like, I'm going to maybe find a way to maybe at least clear my acne from my skin. So I typed food for skin or how to get clear skin. So I started research, found amazing stuff, and started reading those books. And I was, but because I was at the university at the time, and I was in a habit of finding the uh, information from the right sources, you know. So
Right.
I wasn't buying anything that I was googling. I was looking for the source, who said it, where is where is the book printed, or who's the person writing the book, all those
Right.
things. And then I was reading the books and taking classes here and there at the university, and then implementing everything I was learning. I lost weight in about 4 weeks. I started losing weight, and my skin got cleared, and I could see a glow on my skin, um, and my hair stopped falling. So I started seeing results, and I was like, "Wow, that's amazing." So it was good for me.
Asifa, it's because when you are in a toxic relationship, doesn't mean that the person is toxic, but what you create with the other person is so toxic that you also eat that toxic, and it shows in your body, it
Yeah,
shows in your hair, it shows in your skin. You look like older.
yeah,
What you are, because that happens to me, like before, like wow, like now that I'm like right now redoing my new life and being again single, and I say, wow, not like aging backwards, and like what happened? And
yeah,
it's because you are sometimes in an environment that is very toxic for you
yeah.
and doesn't allow you to be healthy, and in any ways, mental or physical and spiritual.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely, because it affects your mental health, and
Yes.
your mental health affects your physical health. You know, you either lose appetite, or you start
Or eat a
overeating.
lot.
Yeah, 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 or you eat a lot and you gain weight. It does. Like some experts even say that when you're sad and depressed, the food that you're eating turns into poison.
Yes.
So that's what was happening, I think. So
Yeah.
it was like a big change in my life, and I was happy with the way I was feeling and looking. And so what happened was that a couple of years later, my old friends saw me and they were like, "Oh my God, Asifa, you look the same as we saw you a couple of years ago. You didn't age at all. Look at me, my hair is like this, or my skin is like this, or my body is like this." So and I was like, really? um, so I noticed that yes, it's going to, because my research was like how to stay young, how to stay young, you know. That's
Right.
what I was
Right.
finding out, because my boyfriend told me that I was old, you know. So I was like, maybe those things that I'm trying to do to slow down my aging works, you know. So I recommended it to my friends also. They saw results, and my family, of course. I recommended to my family and everyone. But I never thought about turning it into a coaching business, because at the time there was no such thing as online coaching or coaching in general. I never heard about coaching. I only knew about doctors, and that's all. So I was still doing my research and everything. I was following every scientist, brilliant scientists, experts from Harvard University and Europe, just for myself and my little community that I had created, my friends and my family. And my profession was to become a lawyer. You know, I was studying law. My career was to become a lawyer. So that was a completely different thing. I never thought about becoming a health coach. It didn't even exist in my dictionary. I didn't even know what it is.
Right.
So I came to Arizona. I bought a condo in here, and I was like, "This is there's a lot of sunshine in here. It's good for my depression because I also
Yes.
have this seasonal disorder. Uh, Seasonal. What they call it? I forgot. It's like a
That you mood and change with the seasons. Like
season. Yeah,
you get depressed in fall and winter,
yeah,
and then you get better because the sun is more
yeah. Because of the
stronger.
sunshine. Yeah,
Right.
your mood changes with the season. A seasonal affective disorder. I remember now. So
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, thank you for helping me. So I have that also, and in Canada it's cloudy 24 hours. You know,
Oh my God. I couldn't live there.
I know, and it was increasing my depression. I bought happy lights. They were not helping me. My doctor was like, buy happy lights. I was like, okay, I bought happy lights, but they were not helping me. He said it has the same effect as the sunshine, but not even close to. So when I'm out in the sunshine, like right now, this is like I feel like I have that antidepressant medication already. Now I'm feeling
Of
happy,
course.
good, you know. So I came here, so I bought a condo in Scottsdale, and I was feeling good, and I was very excited that I was going to start a new life in here. And all of a sudden, the COVID hit. You know,
Right, right.
of course, everybody to stay home, and I was like, "Whoa, what's gonna happen?" I had a business in my mind, a business of opening a juice bar here in
I
Arizona.
remember. I remember.
Yeah,
I
yeah. So
remember. We did a show. We did a podcast with Kia about that.
yeah, I was excited about that, and then the COVID hit, and I couldn't do that. And see, here's another lesson I learned. First, when the COVID hit, I was whining and crying and complaining. I was like talking to the universe in a negative way. I was like, why this time? All these years, I didn't want to open a business. Now that I'm planning to open a business, you did this. So, you know what? Later on, I found out that it was good I didn't open it. It was good that I didn't sign any lease for renting the store, buying the machinery, the juice
Yes.
water machine, because everything commercial was very expensive to buy for that juice bar. And then I was like, forgive me, the universe. I will never complain again. I'm glad I didn't lose money that way. A lot of people lost money. A lot of businesses closed.
Yes.
So I was like, I'm glad. So I was like, okay, so what now? What am I going to do now? I was bored at home, and then I came across Brian Rose, and he was offering uh, an online course where he will teach you how to create your own online business. So I was like, okay, let's do this for fun because I don't have anything to do anyways. I'm sitting at home. So I signed up for that, and this is how the first question in that course was, what's your passion? I was like, oh my God, my only passion is staying young and healthy.
Right.
That's my only passion. And Kia was like, go for it. Just create a course and share it with people. And I know that there are a lot of people who are looking for the same thing as you are. And you're a living example of your own program. I was like, yeah, I know that. So I completely changed my career and everything. So that's why. So why I didn't become a lawyer was also my own decision because when I was suffering from PTSD,
Right.
I told myself that if I now I'm out of the war zone, but if I keep reading these cases, criminal law is more about criminal cases, and those
Right.
criminal cases are not fun to read and analyze and make decisions. So it was like making me more depressed. So as I said at the beginning, get rid of all the negative things, everything that's bothering you, everything that's negative, everything that's making you depressed. Stay away from that. So that's why I had like 1 year left to study and become a lawyer. I gave up on that. That was a big sacrifice. So that and then I wanted to open a juice bar, but then that didn't work, and I ended up becoming a health coach, which I'm happy about because it's online. I'm not paying high rent to anyone,
Right.
so I can have clients from Dubai, Saudi, Europe, Australia, anywhere. um, I can help anywhere, anyone in any location. So it's like a global thing. I'm happy about it. All I need is internet. Like, right now my internet didn't work. All I had to do was bring my laptop here at the Starbucks, and now I'm still continuing my podcast. But if you have a store, let's say,
Right.
you run into a problem, you have to stop accepting clients anymore. So I'm happy about it. I'm happy about every decision that I have made. um, and another thing that I wanted to talk about was that find your values. That also helps with depression. By
Right.
values, I mean, before at the time at the time I was suffering from depression, I didn't know what my values were. I
Right.
knew I loved my family. I knew I loved life, but then all of a sudden everything changed, and then I came to a point that I didn't have any value. Nothing was happening. Nothing was making me happy. So find your values. Like, for example, for me, my values are spirituality, family, and relationship not only with my boyfriend, but relationship with my family, relationship first of all with myself,
Right.
which has to be positive. You have to love yourself, and treat yourself like your little baby. And that's the relationship that you want to have with yourself, and then with your family, and with your clients, and with your friends, and people and strangers that you see. Approach them in a positive way. Start having good relationship with everyone. That's my third value. And um and the fifth one is, of course, I want to expand. I want to expand my business. I love my business now, so I want to expand it. And my goal is to help at least 1 million people by 2025. So I made that my goal.
Right.
So when your mind is when you replace things in your mind, and your mind shifts from thinking about past to thinking about future, automatically, naturally, uh, depression will go away, because there's no place for depression to stay there anymore.
Right.
It's like when you come to a place and you're like, okay, now get out. This is my seat. I'm going to sit. Like, you remove the bad king and you place the good king in the kingdom. And when for as long as the good king is occupying that seat, the bad king cannot come. So
But
you
also, Asifa, you need also we need to also be careful with the future, and with not too many expectation, because also you can create anxiety, because you're not talking, you're not thinking about the past,
yes,
but you're thinking what's gonna happen tomorrow, what's gonna happen in the future, what's gonna happen in 5 years and 10 years. Oh my God! Like, it's like you need to have the balance, and you
yeah,
have to focus in the present, having a vision for the future, but being open to whatever change life gave you.
exactly. I understand completely what you mean, and here's how I deal with that. So 2 years ago, I told my brother, and that was before the COVID hit. So I told my brother, I challenged him. I was like, give me 2 years, and then you will see that I will be opening a franchise for my juice business. And then
Right.
he laughed. He's like, okay, I'm going to write the date. So that was the challenge. And I was working on that. And then all of a sudden the COVID hit, and then I was started
Right.
my coaching business. And then 2 years later, as you just said, I was like, my God, I haven't even opened my juice bar, let alone the franchise. So I felt depressed, to be honest. I was like, oh my God, I'm far behind from what I planned 2 years ago. What's happening? That dream that I had seen 2 years ago crashed. It doesn't even exist.
Right.
And here's how you deal with this. Look at how far you came from where you were. Like 2 years ago, I didn't start the business, yes, but then if I didn't start my health coach business, I would be back to 9 to 5 jobs or maybe
Yes.
government jobs, because that's the only thing I
Yes.
could do. The government jobs would not, first of all, they would not hire me because I had the PTSD.
Right.
And once they have that in the history, it's not good for you. If you have PTSD, they're not going to hire you. Then I'll be like suffering and
So
looking
so
for.
if you have in your record that you have PTSD,
Mhm.
you is bad. It's like a bad credit.
Yeah, it's kind of, because
My
they will
God.
see, they will need a letter from your doctor saying that you're fine, you don't have PTSD anymore. But then I didn't. But I didn't kind of leave in a good condition. I even stopped my doctor after he's told me stop medication slowly. I stopped it abruptly, all of a
Right.
sudden, and I didn't even talk to my doctor until today. That's uh, that's not a good thing. My doctor would still give me the letter, but I would be like embarrassed to go to him and say that, okay, I didn't listen to you, and I all of a sudden I stopped the medication because he was going to see me every month. That's what he was planning, and I didn't see you after for all this time. Now I need your letter because I need it for a job. It would be like a little bit embarrassing. It's not that he would not write me the letter; he would, but then also I didn't want to do those jobs. Even if they gave me those jobs, one of those jobs, it will take me back to depression. Because like the government job that I was qualified for was defense department, or either work as a paralegal because I had the criminal law education. So I'll
Right.
be like working as a paralegal. Again, I will be working with depressing cases, things that I didn't want. So I was like, okay, so if I didn't open my juice business and if I didn't open my coaching business, I would end up in that situation. So why am I complaining? I'm so better off than how I was 2 years ago. It's okay. I can still open the juice bar. I can still do maybe something else. Everything is fine. Don't worry. I still have tomorrow waiting for me. I'm still in a better position. So this is how you convince, if you don't reach your goal fast enough.
That is exactly my purpose in this show, to talk about depression, anxiety, and PTSD in a very natural way, in a holistic way. Why? Because we need to break the taboo about that. You and me, we are women that are very intelligent, very successful,
Yeah.
right? And we do have PTSD in some here and there. We get depressed sometimes, and I'm convinced that a lot of people go through the same thing. Some people also get depressed, or I would call not depression, I call like deep sadness. And sometimes you need to go through that to be able to be aware.
Yeah.
And of course, you break up, you're gonna be sad. If you lose somebody, you're gonna be sad. If you lose a job, you're gonna be sad. If somebody die, you're gonna be sad. So
Yeah.
why we don't understand that part? Yes, and when people who go to war and come back, of course they come traumatized. In my case, I went through a kidnap situation. Of course, I'm gonna traumatize. The difference is, are we gonna stay traumatized for the rest of our life, or we are gonna make the decision to say, okay, I went through this situation, but I'm gonna use this to get better and to help others that goes through the same thing, that they
Yes.
don't know how to walk through the situations when like we did. So like not giving a person a job for the PTSD, I understand in some way, but also another way, like a person who go through a big trauma, it always going to have some PTSD, and not because of that the person is not intelligent, and not because that the person cannot do anything. It's like a double, how would say, like a double, like like a double sense, like, oh, it's okay and not okay. It's
Yeah.
like, okay, you have PTSD, but you cannot work, like, okay, I have PTSD, I have depression, I suffer from anxiety sometimes. So what? That doesn't make me less intelligent or a less successful person. I am very successful, and you too. So that's the point, our mission here, that yes, we have all this, we feel all this, we are human, we have human powers to heal ourselves and to
Yes.
help others to heal themselves too.
Yes. Yes. Exactly. Yes. That's another thing that I wanted to talk about. Our body has natural healing power,
Yes.
and if we put it to sleep, it will sleep, and if we awaken it, it will work. It will do miracles for us.
Yes.
Keep it awake, keep it awake, and give it tools and food and environment that it needs to flourish and stay awake and help you and do miracles for you. You know, all these things that I just talked about, sometimes I feel it's all like miracles. I had a good feelings that I was helping when I went to the war zone, and I also was hurt and got sick in the war zone. So it was the good side of me that helped me heal. How? I saw this dream, that was the good side of me, reminding me about my purpose. I was
Yes.
like, hey, you went to war zone to help so and so, and now you're stopping helping. You're going to stop helping them by ending your life. So it came from within.
And also that dream also tells you that you need to pass that for you to feel that, for you to suffer that, and for you to fix it, so you will become a professional on that, so you can help people with the same thing, so they
Yes,
can also be professional and they can help themselves.
exactly. Yeah, there you go. Because my subconscious was giving me these warnings, but my subconscious also knew that I loved myself, and I was doing everything it took to stay healthy and young. My subconscious knew this also, right?
Yeah.
So it was my subconscious, my own higher self,
Power. Oh, how?
higher
Yes.
self or power, they call it. They have different names for it.
Right.
It was like, hey, here's a reminder. Here's a reminder. You love yourself and you love your family. You're always helping your family, and you had a good intention to go to the war zone and help others. What happened to all the good stuff? So it was, but the thing is that you need to be aware. You make yourself aware of those thoughts and feelings. Sometimes it's
Right.
just a feeling, it's not a thought. Your mind is telling you, hey, don't do this, but your gut feelings are like, do it. But your mind is like, no, don't do it. So it's all in one. So the greatest healing, we have the greatest power of healing. So that's when it starts, and you have to listen to it, you have to communicate with it. The same way you can heal even cancer,
Yes.
all other like diabetes, all other diseases. The moment you decide that you can, you're in the driver's seat, you can do something to treat this disease that you have, either diabetes, PTSD, or cancer. Your body has to accept it. Your body is your subconscious mind. It operates under your subconscious mind. You tell consciously, if you tell yourself it's a beautiful day and I'm happy, you naturally feel happy. Your body accepts it. Your subconscious mind accepts it. And if you, some people are just sitting in a wedding in a very good environment, and they are like, oh, it's not good, oh my god, it's like they're not enjoying it because they keep telling their mind that it's not a good environment, it's not a good environment, and their body accepts it, and their body starts feeling uncomfortable,
Right.
and everybody else is enjoying their time around. And that's because they are telling their mind not to enjoy it. They find something negative in every positive things. And that's another thing I tell my client. I'm like, find good in everything, bad or good. If people tell you like, this is the worst person, don't talk to that person. Go say hi to that person and find
Yes.
something good. You will, I guarantee you will find something good in that person. The
Yes.
same thing with places, the same thing with the things. Like if someone says like, oh, I have tried that, it's not good. Don't, it's not tasty, don't like it. I don't like it.
Try.
You try it. You may
Right.
like it. You find good in everything. This is how you train your mind, and your mind will keep looking for good stuff. Once you train your mind, find good things for me. This person is not bad. He has something good to you, and then you will. It's like a miracle. You will see the goodness of that person shine. He will say something, or he will do something in front of you, and you will be like, "Whoa, I'm surprised. My intuition was right." And so that's another thing that can help you with depression. But once it's like in a negative stage and you see everything negative, and you see even negative things in good people, in good places, then you have a problem. The this is the time that you have to be aware that something is not going right, you know.
It's true. So wow, we have 56 minutes already. So can you tell me how you help people in your coaching, and people can see can find you in www keep glowing sana.
Yeah, yeah. Keepglowing.sana.com. This is my website. Yes, I would love to share what I do. So I have a 90-day program where I study my clients' life, from everything they do on daily basis, their routine, the water they drink, the air they breathe, the products they use, their daily eating habits, everything, even the clothes they wear, the workout. I study that, and I provide recommendation accordingly. And this is a program that's focused on anti-aging. I just had a client this morning, and I told him this is mainly focused on anti-aging, which means it will help you slow down your age. But the side effect of the program is that you will lose weight, you will get clear skin, you will gain more energy, and you get a clear mind and different benefits for different people. Those are the side effects of the program. So my program is not for losing weight or clear mind. It's not one thing, but it's one program. The focus is anti-aging, but because it's so advanced, if it's slowing down your aging, before that, it does other good things to you. You have to be healthy. It makes you healthy first,
Right.
then it slows down your aging. It's not like you'll be having a lot of other problems, and then you'll be slowing down your aging. It's not possible. First, it has to clear all your um health problems, and then it starts slowing down your age. So this is what my program is about, and I'm enjoying it. Every single day I'm grateful, and I'm happy to see my clients. I'm more active on the LinkedIn. I'm posting there every day because a lot of demand for my program is on LinkedIn.
Okay.
They're busy people. They don't have time to do research and find out what's good for them and how they lose their weight. And I don't do any ads. I've never done any ads. So all I'm doing is just posting stuff, and it's word of mouth. And
Right.
this is how I'm getting clients. Like one happy clients bring me two or three more clients. So I don't even have to do advertising. And I'm doing it has to be one-on-one. It's not group thing because it's different. We have different DNAs, and the
Right.
program, I have to customize the program for each client. One program doesn't fit all. Like one size doesn't fit all when it comes to your health. So same thing with the health program. People are buying health programs online and they implement it on their own, This is not how it works because we have different DNAs. Like, for example, I drink celery juice. And my cousin drinks celery juice. It helps her with her constipation, but for me, it, I don't I don't see that, and that's because my DNA is different. My microbiome and my gut is different than my cousin. So that's why I customize program for each person. That's why I
Okay.
don't do group coaching. It's one on one, and that's why I don't advertise. I don't want a lot of people come to me and then I'm not able to help them.
Right.
Be honest. I want to be able to help each person in a proper way.
Wow. So before we wrap up this today, that this was amazing episode today. Do you have any? I want you to give us a word or a sentence to people that wanted to take their life away today. What do you say to them?
It will be love yourself. So the greatest investment will be investing in your health. Because when you have health, you have everything. You can do everything. I it's a quote by I don't remember the name of the person, but the quote is very famous. It says, "A sick person has one wish, but a healthy person has 1,000 wishes."
Yes, I hear that. Yes, it's true.
Yes. So this is all I'm about. Like, invest in your health first, and when you're healthy, you can do anything you want to do.
That is true.
And it comes from loving yourself. If you love yourself enough, of course you will take care of it. Of course, people say, "Yeah, I love myself," and but I still don't do this or do that. I'm like, no. If you love yourself enough, and you will do anything it takes to keep yourself healthy.
Yes, it is. Well, thank you so much.
You're
I,
welcome.
Asifa, I spelled wrong your name. So what is exactly the name I should pronounce your name?
Asafa.
Asafa. Asafa.
Bye.
So thank you so much to be here in the Unbreakable Life with Glory, the podcast. It would be an amazing, amazing story. Thank you for sharing your story. That is very powerful for many people, even for me. You shifted something that I was thinking today, and hearing your story, it shift something that I needed to hear. And this show is not only for the people is hearing, also is for me, because I learned a lot for each of one of my guests. So I always say that my podcast is like your coaching a program that is also a self-healing, and listen to all the
Amazing.
stories and seeing people being successful with traumas, with depression, with anxiety, and we keep going and we keep going and we work and we want to be better. That also empower me to continue talking more about these subjects, and to help more people to be able to feel better. So thank you so much to be here in my show
Yes,
today.
you're welcome. Yes, you're making a big impact in people's lives, because now I see people are lost, and when they hear someone else going through the same things, and then they learn how they treated themselves, they're confident to take care of themselves or their health the same way. So you're making a big impact in people's life, and thank you actually for what you're doing.
Thank you so much for that words. I appreciate that you say that. It means a lot for me because I do this show with a lot of passion, and the only thing I wanted is for people to feel better. I'm not gonna tell you I have the cure, but I also could be the person, the source for give you a little bit of light and knowledge, resources, tools for you to feel better and to find the light. So thank you so much to be part of
Great
this.
job. Yes. Bye, everyone.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna put you in the green room and I'm gonna wrap it up. If you have to go, you can go. We can talk in another moment. But I need to. I will wrap the show and see you
Absolutely.
then.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Well, this was an amazing show. It's an amazing show with this, experience. This morning we talk about also depression. One of my friends also went into an accident and he got in heavy depression after the accident. And he was asking why, until he finally find the mission. And like Asafa, to also, she find the mission after coming back from war, seeing maybe a lot of stuff that we can't imagine, and come very mental ill, and be able to pull all together and say, you know what, I deserve more, I love you, I love me more, and I want to keep living. And I'm so glad that she did that make that decision. And also I would like that decision for you to feel empowered. If you're thinking to take your life away, just talk to someone. Tell someone that you're going through a rough moment, a dark moment, and I guarantee you, when you talk, you declutter your soul, you declutter your mind, and for you to be able to see peace and have a relief. Because when you are in depression or you wanted to take your life away, you're like you eating stuff, you saving stuff, you putting everything together, and you're in locking everything down, and you don't want anybody to hear, to see it. But that's not the way. You need to unfold that, because behind that deep sadness there's a miracle. And when you become strong and say, no, I'm gonna get out from this, I'm gonna show people that I be able to move from this. So you became a miracle. And that's what we need the most: miracles of life, for people to feel better, for people to stop thinking the worst, and to be able to be in the present. To be too much in the past is not good, and to be too much in the future is also not good. Be in the present and be able to be free. Because when we are in the when we have depression or anxiety, we have chains, and those chains are so hard to cut them out. If you don't want them, if you keep wanting those chains, you're gonna be a slave to yourself. And it's time to be free. It's time to heal. It's time to help each other. It's time to say hello. It's time to say I love you. It's time to say I want to hear you. It's time to say I want to hug you. It's time to say I want to be next to you. I know you need it, without judging, without laughing, without making people making people feel bad. So anyway, thank you so much to be an Unbreakable Life with Glory. It's an honor to be here every Wednesday and give this message to you guys. And remember to like and repost and subscribe. I'm kind of new in this. Subscribe, so for me to be able to help more people and to be able to continue working and helping as much people I can. So thank you so much to be an Unbreakable Life with Glory, the podcast. This is Gloria Goldberg, and thank you so much to be here. Ciao, ciao.